He had her cornered in the barn. The light came through the boards in narrow, trembling lines. My daughter's voice cracked once, then silence. That kind of silence that tells you everything before you even open the door. When I stepped inside, the sheriff turned. His hand rested on his gun like it was part of him. Sweat glistened on his neck. "Your daughter's trespassing," he said. "This land's under new management." He grinned, chewing a toothpick. "You're just a farmer, Mason. This place should have been mine years ago." My hands didn't shake. They haven't in a long time. I just looked at him, then at my daughter, trembling against the stall door. "Leave," I said. He laughed. "You gonna make me?" "No, not me." I stepped outside, calm, pulled out my phone, dialed one number. "It's time." He was still laughing when I hung up, laughing when he heard it, faint at first, then growing. Not sirens, boots, a dozen pairs cutting through the cornfields. You never really leave the service. You just learn how to live among people who think you did. I came back from overseas with hands that couldn't unclench and nights that never ended. Bought this land to disappear, grow something that didn't bleed. But peace never lasts long when power smells weakness. The sheriff, Collins, had been circling for years. He wanted the property, the water rights, the quiet stretch of farmland that didn't answer to him. He forged paperwork, lost permits, sent fines that didn't exist. Each move smaller but deliberate, testing boundaries. Then he crossed one. My daughter, Hannah, came home shaking 3 weeks ago. Said the sheriff stopped her near the school. Said he touched her wrist and told her the farm wouldn't belong to her kind much longer. I drove to the station that night. He smiled behind the counter. "You threatening me, soldier?" he asked. His deputies laughed. I walked out, didn't say a word. I just started making calls. Not to lawyers, to ghosts. They say men like us can't let go of the past. That's because the past never lets go of us. My old unit had scattered, some private security, some in places no one admits exist. But loyalty doesn't die easy. They picked up on the first ring, no small talk, just coordinates. While I waited, I played my part. Quiet, farmer, obedient, powerless. Collins strutted around town, drunk on his own authority. Everyone knew what he was, but no one challenged him. That's what corruption feeds on, silence. Each night I'd sit on the porch and listen to the wind push through the corn, counting the seconds between the sound of a truck slowing down near the gate and speeding up again. He was watching us, testing how far he could go. I didn't tell Hannah what I was planning. She thought I'd given up. But I wasn't done. I was just waiting for the right kind of darkness. When Collins showed up that evening, he wasn't wearing his badge, just his arrogance. He parked his cruiser beside the barn and walked straight in. Hannah was tending the horses. I heard her voice once, then his. It was enough. I stepped inside. The look on his face was hunger and hatred blended together. He didn't even flinch when he saw me. "This land's mine, old man," he said. "You just don't know it yet." I looked at him, really looked. A coward dressed as authority. A parasite fattened on fear. "You've mistaken silence for surrender," I said. He laughed. "You gonna call for help? The sheriff's department works for me." He was right about one thing. I did call for help, just not the kind he expected. The sound reached us before the sight did. Boots against soil. 12 men moving as one. When they stepped from the corn, the sheriff's smirk fell apart. Tactical gear, weapons glinting in the dusk. My brothers. My ghosts. Collins stumbled back, hand twitching toward his gun. He never touched it. The leader, Ramirez, took one step forward. "You're trespassing," he said. No shouting, no violence, just presence. I didn't need to say a word. Collins dropped his weapon, face pale under the barn light. He backed out, muttering promises, threats, anything to fill the silence that had turned against him. They let him walk. That was the deal. No bullets, no bodies, just fear, the kind that stains a man for life. He resigned 2 days later, sold his house, left town before sunrise. The department called it retirement. Everyone else knew better. Hannah asks sometimes what happened that night. I tell her the truth I can afford to. He's gone. He won't come back. She doesn't need to know the rest. She doesn't know what kind of men her father once called brothers, or how quickly they answered when he whispered into the dark. The corn's tall again now. The air smells of rain and soil. Normal life, or something that looks like it. Sometimes, when the wind shifts, I still hear it, those synchronized steps fading into the distance. I used to fight for flags, orders, men who lied about what mattered. That night, I fought for something honest. And I didn't need forgiveness, only silence. Because in the quiet after vengeance, you don't hear guilt, you hear peace.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.